everyone. I am Rachel White, as Robert just said. I am the Director of Early Childhood Education here at the Cutler Conservatory. And we're about to go on a musical journey, and I hope you are all ready to come along with us. Let me tell you a little bit about where we're going. We're off to the edge of the vast forest, where a little boy named Peter lives with his grandfather. Peter's grandfather warned him about going into the woods, but Peter has his own ideas. Throughout the story, Peter will meet a variety of animals. He'll also learn a few new lessons along the way. I'm not going to tell you the story, though. Our friends, Representative Cutler and Senator O'Connor, will be narrating the story. But it is our musicians who will do most of the storytelling. So let me introduce them to you so you know what you'll hear. First, we have a little bird who is played by Donald Smith. Does anyone know what instrument that is? Shout it out. Flute. Got it right. Next, we have a duck. Elizabeth England will be playing this role with her oboe. We also have a cat being played by Peter Bianca on the clarinet.
Does that sound like a cat? It's walking.
Peter's grandfather is played on the bassoon by Adelaide Brun. Now, one of the main characters is, of course, the wolf. Let me see your wolf. The wolf is actually played on the French horn by Neil Godwin.
Yes. Okay.
But because it's such a big, scary character, our friends with the bassoon and clarinet will help out a little bit. And then there's Peter. He's the hero of our stories, so everyone is going to help play his tune. All right, now that you've met all the characters and all the musicians, do you think we're ready to go? Yeah! What? I can't hear you. Are you ready to go?
Good afternoon. Here's the story of Peter and the Wolf. Early one morning, he left the gate and went out to the big, great meadow. Just then, a duck appeared, waddling from side to side. He was glad that Peter had not closed the gate. He decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. Seeing the duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged his shoulders. "What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?" he said. To which the duck replied, "What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?" He dived into the pond. They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond and the little bird humming along the bank.
Suddenly, something caught Peter's attention. He noticed a cat slinking in the grass. The cat thought, "The little bird is busy arguing about this crowd." Stealthily, on velvet paws, the cat crept towards the bird. "Look out!" shouted Peter. The little bird flew immediately into the tree, while the duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. The cat walked around the tree and thought, "Is it worth climbing up so high? By the time I get there, the bird will surely fall away."
Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone past the gate into the meadow. "It is a dangerous place. If the wolf should come out of the forest, then what will we do?" Indeed, no sooner had Peter gone, a gray wolf came out of the forest. The cat quickly climbed up the tree. The duck quacked, and in its excitement, jumped out of the pond. But no matter how hard the duck tried to run, he couldn't escape the hole. He was getting nearer and nearer, catching up with the duck. The wolf caught the duck, and with one gulp, swallowed it. And now, this is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch, the little bird on another, not too close to the cat. And the wolf walked round and round the tree, looking at them with greedy eyes.
meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the locked gate watching all that was going on. He ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up the high stone wall. One of the branches of the tree, where the wolf was walking, stretched out over the wall. Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter nimbly climbed over onto the tree. Peter said to the little bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only make sure that he doesn't catch you."
The little bird almost touched the wolf's head with its wings while the wolf snapped angrily. This side and that. How the bird didn't worry the wolf. How the wolf wanted to catch the bird. The little bird was clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it.
Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso with the rope and, carefully letting it down, slipped it over the wolf's tail and pulled with all of it.
Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. When Peter tied the other end of the rope to the tree, the wolf's jumping and pulled the rope around his tail tighter.
Just then, out of the woods came the hunters. They were following the wolf's trail.
Robert shook his head discontentedly. Well, and if Peter hadn't caught the wolf, what then? Above them flew the little bird, chirping merrily. My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I. Look what we have caught.